they came ready to get their incineration.
Really? Thank you.
So I'm coming here, so.
More chairs right on the other side. One more chair there.
Rachel.
Over to the side where the band is.
There he is.
Richard.
Thanks. Took me a while to find her.
What? Come on out here. There might be some places to sit.
Suburbs.
Please be seated. Welcome to the commencement ceremonies for the class of 2002. On behalf of our graduating seniors, the administration, faculty, and staff, I welcome the distinguished members of the class of 1952, along with the friends, family, and fans of our graduating seniors. At this time, I would like to recognize Dr. Hoover, our new assistant superintendent, and the members of our administrative team who are in attendance this evening. Will the members of our administrative team please stand and be recognized? Members of our faculty and staff who are in attendance this evening, please stand and be recognized. Your diligence and dedication is remarkable, and we thank you. I would also like to introduce our Board of School Directors. Please stand when your name is announced and remain standing. And I would ask the audience to please hold your applause until I have read all the names. Mr. Thomas McMurray, President. Mrs. Terry Hart, Vice President. Mrs. Denise Abraham. Dr. Mark Bizzotto is not able to attend this evening's ceremonies. Mr. John Culver. Mr. William Furdy. Mr. James O'Kelly, Mrs. Karen Scharf, and Mrs. Elaine Webb. Thank you. And now I am very proud to present our student speakers, Frank Howard, Paul Story, Catherine Babcock, Daniel Waninger, and Andrew Waters. We will begin with Frank Howard.
The American dream. We hear this term used a lot these days, but what truly is the American dream? Is it to have a home for every family, a car in every garage, or a nice meal every night for dinner? No, these are all common manifestations of the American dream, but not truly an answer to the question. The answer lies in hope, that through hard work and perseverance, one can achieve success. Today, as my peers and I gather for our commencement exercises, we are honored to have in our presence the living personification of the American dream, the graduating class of 1952. In their youth, these fine people witnessed the birth of the American dream. They saw the awesome power of hard work and perseverance, and they truly embraced it. For this, they should be commended. These people have lived their lives with dignity and determination, embodying at all times the ideals of the American dream. 50 years ago, they faced a world of uncertainty and made their lives meaningful through the challenges that they faced. They did not just lie on their backs and let the winds of a constantly changing and sometimes hostile world control them. They stood face to face with the world and worked hard to build a life of joy. For this, they should be commended. But this is not all they did. They did not just embrace the American dream for themselves, but they also shared it with others. The fact that the American dream still exists today is no small coincidence. The American dream has been carried on and expanded and these are the people who have done it. My peers and I have learned a lot through our experiences here at Peters Township, but we still have much to learn about the American dream. In our sheltered lives, we have yet to experience the uncertainty of the world and the awesome power that the American dream provides. The presence of these 50-year graduates is an inspiration. There is much we can learn from their example. At this point, I would like to individually welcome each member of the class of 1952 who has come here tonight. I ask that they stand and remain standing until I've read all their names. Please hold your applause. Mr. James Angemir. Mr. John Carpenter. Mr. Robert Durham. Dr. Robert L. Fleming. Mr. Ralph Fink. Mr. Raymond C. Fosbaugh. Mrs. Antoinette Astorino Hoyle. Mrs. Frances Zimmerman Humbert. Mr. Wilbert C. Jones. Mrs. Marion Astorino Kaler. Mr. George Leach. Mr. Robert B. Laughlin, Jr. Mrs. Arlene Mank Glutz. Mr. James L. Mervin. Mr. Andrew L. Pahanish. Mr. Donald Roach. Mr. Paul F. Robbie. Mr. Richard W. Wallace. Mrs. Iva June Griffith Walsh. Mrs. Marion Fisher Yatska. And Mr. William E. Ziegler. Thank you all for coming here tonight. Please give them a nice My final thought for tonight, as I'm sure these 50-year graduates can attest to, is keep your heart open to dreams. For as long as there is a dream, there is hope. And as long as there is hope, there is joy in living. And no dream is more palpable than the American dream. Thank you very much.
Glad we're not close to a big
Today is a very important day for all of us. It marks the end of our high school careers. It took a lot of hard work and determination, as well as love and support from our teachers, families, and friends to get to this point. School for some of us may be over forever. For others, the past few years are only a gateway to advanced education and training. The one thing that we all have in common is the world we face and the responsibilities that we will have to bear. Never before has a graduating class confronted such adversity and confusion in the world. Ever since September 11th, the world's a much different place, one filled with many fears and challenges. On that day of infamy, President George W. Bush stated, "America was targeted because we're the brightest beacon for freedom and opportunity in the world, and no one will keep that light from shining." The light that represents America has been attained by over 225 years of dedication, perseverance, and sacrifice. All of those who have sacrificed and contributed to our country are passing the torch to our generation. We are the new torchbearers of America. We must keep it shining in order for this great country to continue to represent freedom and democracy. It is our generation's duty to accept the responsibility of lifting and carrying our country into the 21st century and to new heights of peace and prosperity. In order for the light to illuminate, we must realize that we are all Americans. We all represent the red, white, and blue. We are all in this together, despite our differences. Racism, prejudice, and hatred are all too commonplace in this country. We must accept each other for who we are and realize that we are all different. Everyone has his or her own special talents. God made us all unique. If we can develop a peace in our homeland, there is no telling what a truly unified America could do. The light will never flicker if every one of us will serve our country in one capacity or another. Community service is very vital to the welfare of the United States. There are still many Americans in need, and we must help in every way that we can, and as often as possible. Encouragement is necessary as well, for there will be many bumps along the way, and it is at these times when we will need each other the most. Attitude is the single most thing that will make the difference in the end. Life is 10% the situations you are in, and 90% how you react to them. Having a positive attitude not only helps yourself, but inspires everybody around you. We all must do our part to fulfill one duty or another. As we tread through unknown paths, encompassed by fear and anxiety, especially in our present time, we must let our light shine. Through prayer and faith, we can overcome these obstacles. As we learn in Psalm 27, verse 1, "The Lord is my light and my salvation, of whom shall I fear?" How brightly we shine depends upon the heat of our passions, the energy of our ambitions, and the intensity of our love for life. So come on, graduating class, let your light shine. Let's roll!
I hope I get this in. The most important function of education at any level is to develop the personality of the individual and the significance of his life to himself and to others. Grayson Kirk's profound words prove a point about education through school and life. Education will not end with the toss of the caps and a few photographs here tonight. Life's most important lessons are often learned outside of school, implementing the skills we have learned through our days in the classroom. In a new generation of technology and fast-paced development, it has become a common problem for many people to lose sight of their true character. But it is also because of this intensely changing future that honesty, responsibility, and integrity become increasingly important. Peters Township's history of integrity has remained strong through many generations of students. We, as the class of 2002, have learned the value of honor from our parents, faculty, and friends. This tradition of students' truthfulness is everlasting because it leads to more freedom. With increased freedom comes more responsibility. By being accountable for one's actions, we have learned that there are consequences for every decision we make, no matter how insignificant it may initially appear. At this turning point in our lives, we will be faced with new challenges and harder struggles. Some of these problems to be faced will not have clear solutions. Continual trials will slowly shape each individual's personality and sense of self. Before today, most high school students have lived without major conflicts. But for those few individuals who have overcome unbelievable odds, we should look to them for inspiration. They show that it is truly possible to achieve any goal if the determination and resolve are present. Now, as we prepare to head off to an unknown future, alone and separate from our support group of family and friends, we will find many real tests of character and strength. Through future hardships, each student's sense of self will be more clearly defined and understood. While every problem in life can be viewed as an obstacle to success, it is actually the result of overcoming a problem that makes someone truly successful. Everyone that you meet along your journey in life has something to teach you about the world, happiness, or yourself. I would like to thank everyone for what they have taught me through the years. and I wish everyone the best of luck next year in whatever direction you go. Thank you very much.
Just in case we do have some inclement weather, we will give you directions, class of 2002, and we will follow Mrs. Cushy and Mrs. Pigman back into the gymnasium, and we will also have the remainder of our ceremony on closed circuit TV in our auditorium. At this point, we're going to proceed.
This evening, with rain clouds upon us and our minds fixated on graduation parties and the road ahead, we are easily distracted from what is taking place right now. But right now, sweeping changes are being initiated that will forever change our lives. Changes so vast that we may have trouble comprehending them. Today, on this beautiful June 14th, 2002, we graduate from Peters Township High School. As the Bible tells us, there's a time in our lives for everything. It is now time for us to continue on with our lives. Is it time for us to wave goodbye to the many comforts and certainties that we have clung tightly to? From our untidy rooms in our familiar school building to more important aspects like family and friends, it will be difficult to loosen our grasp on such things that have given us so many memories. But regardless of whether we are ready or not, when we exit this stadium today, the world we thought we knew when we entered will suddenly seem drastically different. Like the time in swim class when you stood just too close to the edge of the pool. We're about to be pushed into water that may be colder than we particularly like. But just like with cold water, we all have what it takes to acclimate and then learn to swim. Yes.
We're going to interrupt and proceed, okay?
All right.
We'll start from the marker spot.
All right.
We are going to proceed to the gymnasium. Pick a spot just before you start. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
On one serious note, if there happens to be somebody that may have been injured during our mass exodus, we do have some people here who will provide attention to you if you need it. So please, if you've been injured, let us know. Also, I would like to make a couple announcements. We've given the young ladies in our audience, or in our group, that feel uncomfortable wearing their shoes and feel that they might slip. If you'd like to come up in your bare feet, you're most welcome to do that. Also, I have just one more request before I reintroduce Dan. We have our camera set up directly in the back across from our podium, and we need to keep that area free so that we can televise and so we can have all this on tape for future reference. I invite all of you to take a second, relax. Let's all regather ourselves. We'll be glad at some point that our kids were part of the class of 2002, which will be remembered for a long time. And at this time, I would like to reintroduce Dan to continue with his speech. Thank you.
Welcome back. I think it is appropriate to say that we are definitely distracted from what is taking place right now. Yet still, sweeping changes are being initiated that will forever change our lives. Changes so vast that we may have trouble fully comprehending them. Today, on this rainy, wet June 14th, 2002, we graduate from Peters Township High School. And as the Bible tells us, there is a time in our lives for everything. It is now time for us to continue on with our lives. It is time for us to wave goodbye to many comforts and certainties that we have clung tightly to. From our untidy rooms and familiar school buildings to more and more important aspects like family and friends. It will be difficult to loosen our grasp on such things that have given us so many memories. But regardless. For many of us, it is hard to embrace the idea of leaving so much behind. Rarely, when our lives change rapidly, will we not experience friction, or perhaps even full-fledged pain. But today is our commencement, our beginning. Today is not so much a day that concludes our lives up to this point, but it is more a day that begins our lives from this point. For each and every one of us, a strong foundation has been built, based on knowledge and experience we've gained during our time here at PTHS. A foundation is not something that should be left exposed for long. Starting today, on June 14th, 2002, the next steps in construction are necessary. As we leave here tonight, it should be our common goal to move onward. It is not the time to stop. It is the time to build our plans for the future and begin to act on them. As that great sage Yogi Berra said, you've got to be careful if you don't know where you're going, because you might not get there. Now is the time for planning. Great lives sprout from great plans. The only thing that we are limited by is our own determination. As we all know, life is far too temporary and fleeting to allow it to stagnate. We are not born for the eternal existence of this planet. We have days very limited in number. According to Cato the Elder, a Roman writer, human life nearly resembles iron. When you use it, it wears out. When you don't, rust consumes it. If such is our fate, why not opt to make the most of our lives? Class of 2002, today is the day we take a step forward. Today is our beginning. On this day, we leave what we know behind and face uncertainty. Every one of us has the ability to succeed, but we are all beginning at the same foundation. It has been an honor and a privilege attending this school with you, and I wish you all the very best of luck.
Looking at the past 4 years of my life, the predominant memories I have originate from the halls of PT, and of course, in the swimming pool. Whether it was the first day of our freshman year or the final day of our senior year, every day at our school was filled with minute details that set the pace of our lives. The majority of our time at PT was spent in various classes, learning math, science, social studies, and English. But while we've learned valuable knowledge that will last a lifetime, it was the teachers who made our days at school brighter and smoother. The teachers enlivened our classrooms with unique personalities and style. Who could forget Mrs. Clark's Destino's videos, Mrs. Stevenson's laughter, or Mr. Scott's constant iteration of freshman, freshman. Our entire experience here was filled with the classes we loved and the ones we wished we didn't have. Every class, regardless of our attitude towards it, taught us something that will be useful later in life. My favorite class this year was AP Calc with Ms. Shirer, whose warmth, personality, and intelligence made our second period math class a wonderful experience. Another favorite was Ms. Hamilton's English class, which was filled with discussions that taught us to redefine our view of humanity, the significance of originality, and the importance of individualism. Teachers make learning enjoyable, and I thank them for a job well done. All of us should take the time to thank the teachers who taught us so well, not only in high school, but also in middle and elementary school. And we should thank our parents as well, for they too have been our teachers. The 180 days that I came to PT each year were some of the best of my life. I discovered what it meant to be treated and respected as a mature individual by most of my teachers while learning about trigonometry, anatomy, and English lit. The information and compassion that they bestowed upon us will not only help us in college and in our careers, but it will strengthen us as individuals. I commend the teachers and staff, like Mrs. Beckjord, Dr. Megan, Mrs. Keeler, and Mrs. Pigman, for their ability to turn our student body into the young adults we are today. I hope that all my fellow classmates took advantage of what the staff had to offer, and that we learned, not just from them, but from each other as well. The student body started as a childish group of 8th graders, but I believe we've unified into an extended family through our shared experiences here together. Whether we met in the classes, the lunchroom, or through sports, our interpersonal relationships made our high school seem like a home away from home. We had the privilege to hear Val Williams sing, to see Melanie Schultz dance, and to hear Tyler Benson on the bass guitar. We saw Rebecca Gorman and Carolyn Davis's art, and we came together for good causes, like the Bill Kaufman fundraising student-faculty basketball game. Spending time after school in our various activities brought us closer together. As with my experience on the swim team, I know that we all formed the closest bond with our teammates. Our performance showed a true commitment to success and sportsmanship. When we heard of the state champion hockey team, state individual champions and finalists like Kristen Edgar and Jess Perry, Whitfield finalists like Steph Vasco, Bob Kale, and Dan Riss, or All-American Tim Mason, we saw the true strength and pride in our PT sports. I hope that your high school memories will hold a special place in your heart, and that I hope that by the end of this year, we began to come to school, not because we had to, but because we truly enjoyed coming to learn and to be with our friends. The education, personal development, and camaraderie we experience here at PT have set the mold for the rest of our lives. I'd like to leave you all with a quote given to me by my friend, Jack and Pike. You have to work like you don't need money, love like you've never been hurt, and dance like no one's watching. And finally, some words of advice from my mom. Don't do anything stupid.
Before I add just a few remarks, I'd like to take this opportunity to publicly acknowledge the support and cooperation that we've had from the Board of School Directors, and in particular, our Superintendent, Dr. Kirk, who will be up in just a minute speaking. But Dr. Kirk, I would like to thank you for your support during these last few months, and I'd also like to remind you of your words just a few minutes ago. It'll all go just fine. How do you describe the class of 2002? I guess wet will be one word we will remember. Academically spirited. Nearly $1.5 million in scholarship dollars has come our way. Many of our seniors have been admitted to the most competitive colleges and universities, including Carnegie Mellon University, Duke University, Wake Forest University, Cornell University, Columbia University, and the University of Pennsylvania, just to name a few. And this class delivered a $48,000 incentive from the state in recognition of their outstanding performance on Pennsylvania's system of school assessment, better known as the PSSA test. Artistically talented. Our seniors will be pursuing careers in areas of music, theater, dance, the visual arts, and in media-related fields. Several of you individuals have chosen the art of teaching as a career path. Athletically competitive. As Andy has mentioned, many of our teams driven by your senior leadership captured section championships, participated in WPIAL and state competition, and we certainly don't want to forget those individual champions that Andy mentioned just a few minutes ago at the WPIAL and state levels. And we did, yes, have an All-American. And this class brought a state championship in hockey to Peters Township, and we thank you for that. Yeah! Strong in character. The members of the class of 2002 have certainly displayed character. They've survived our renovation project. They've exceeded our expectations in so many ways. They have displayed respect, responsibility, and honesty. They have been involved in our community through activities and service. Our students, again with strong senior leadership, have produced nearly 600 programs in cooperation with our community TV station. Have you ever watched the Chamber Focus? The Bower Hill or PV Kindergarten Orientation? Programs highlighting our Character Counts initiative, community presentations featuring our fine police department and our fine fire departments, and recreational announcements. We've all seen those recordings. And we are delighted with the prospect that several of our seniors are planning a career in the most prestigious service of all, service to our country. In closing, it is my distinct pleasure to present to you, Dr. Kirk, and to you, Mr. McMurray, the group seated before you, known as the class of 2002. These students have completed the requirements set forth by the Pennsylvania Department of Education and the Peters Township School District, and are prepared to formally receive their diplomas. I would now like to turn the program over to Mr. McMurray.
Thank you. The theme of my remarks this evening were keeping a sense of humor as we go through the adversities of life. After this evening, and even if I could still read it, I don't think there's much I could add to it. So on behalf of the Board of Education, I want to congratulate you and wish you the best of luck in the future.
And now I would like to invite to the podium our Superintendent of Schools, Dr. Diane Kirk.
Good evening. I'm going to give my speech now so that when we are done with giving you the diplomas, we hope that we can move through in a very orderly fashion. I'm going to start by saying thank you and congratulations to the seniors. I think the audience that is with us this evening, looking at the young people who moved through the quick storm that hit us and the adversity and then came in to be young gentlemen and young ladies, says a lot about the outstanding class of 2000. At this point, we'll proceed with the diplomas, and then I will grant you the right of passage at the end of the awarding of those diplomas. So, Dr. Engler and Mr. McMurray, I believe that you have the students that you will be handing them as the students are announcing their names. So we'll begin with the first student.
First, Ashley Lee Heyman. Catherine Joan Babcock. Angelique Marie Pajama. Kristen Colleen Bell. Barbara Maria Bertrand. Alicia Ann Bianco. Emily O. Bianco. Valerie Christine Bogus. Audra Lynn Boland. Rebecca Davina Portman. Stephanie Marie Bowen. Amanda Nicole Boyer. Heather Elizabeth Boyer. Tara Marie Boza. Megan Patricia Busey. Abraham. Jeffrey Scott Agnew. James D. Alexander. Peter Carl Argentine. Eric Daniel Backstrom. Adam Jacob Bear. Zachary M. Barnes. Brett Michael Bastianini. Tyler Schilling Benson. Clifton Eugene Bergman. Clayton J. Bloom. Matthew Robert Bouchard. Justin Michael Boza. Kyle J. Bradburn. Aaron Patrick Ryan. Craig Allen Bryan. Brandon Anthony Bouguet. Andrew Ryan Bushmeyer. Ian James Campbell. Henry David Cardinale.
Lauren Marie Sullivan. Ashley Ray Seminaire. Nicole Lynn Claxon. Kristen Alta Connors. Laura Coonahan. Molly Lynn Courtney. Lindsay Lauren Crosby. Tracy Lynn Dom. Carolyn Ann Davis. Christine Amanda DeFazio. Jennifer Michelle Diamond. Jenna Sang Dominic. Melissa Marie Dunn. Kristen Joan Edgar. Amanda Amel Elmahal. Melissa Marie Faber. Shannon Lee Farley. Stephanie Elizabeth Fasca.
and Felix. Hans G. Carlberg. Christopher Lee Kavanaugh. Jonathan Daniel Jehovich. Michael Scott Cornell. Ryan Joseph Curry. Derek Joseph DePolice. Robert Stanley Dransite. Nelson M. Early. Evan Gary Feinberg. Matthew P. Vinay. William James Fitzgerald. Justin Williams Forbes. Matthew Robert Foreman. Joel Douglas Freeman. Chad Jeffrey Fuller. Adam Edward William Goff. Martin Thaddeus Galashevsky Jr. Alexander Davidson Grayson. Andrew J. Harrison. Daniel Wayne Gibson. Lindsay E. Ferrara. Megan Kathleen Ferry. Augustina Filippini. Erin Elizabeth Flanagan. Erin Kelly Fournier. Nicole Elise Frischman. Tiffany Marie Fudala. Bethany L. Garraway. Elizabeth Ray Gasparin. Emily Nicole Gilbert.
Larson. Gregory Michael Latcha. Anthony J. Lazara. Jesse T. Lindbergh. Michael Kieran Lugarelli. Samuel Lewis Knapp. Philip S. Mela. Nicholas John Manganis. Luke Michael Markowitz. Joshua Marnin. Michael Ross Martin. Christopher Ryan Martina. Timothy Mazer. Casey Scott McDevitt. Ryan Andrew Murray. Todd Matthew Ochodsky. Brandon Alm. Nicholas Joseph Pavlon. Callie Grace New. Lauren Nicole Parmy. Marie Ray Krieger. Jessica Louise Perry. Caitlin M. Polidori. Corrine Elizabeth Frothrow. Sarah Catherine Rapp. Teresa Lynn Rawson. Megan Kathleen Reardon. Catherine Ritaka. Sarah Rubalis Roberts. Lindsay Jo Robinson. Carla Ann Roney. Shannon C. Rosander. Jessamine Irene Ross. Kathleen Michelle Ross.
Matthew Earl John Poole. Matthew Joseph Quinn. Mark Andrew Francis Rattet. Craig M. Reed. Brennan Thomas Rich. Jared L. Reinstatler. Daniel Patrick Ryder. Nathan Rich. Daniel Albert Risk. Corey Thomas Robinson. James Christopher Rocco. Jonathan Andrew Rogers. Ryan Baker Roy. Brian Michael Rawson. Adam Michael Salandra. Brian Paul Shutt. Ryan Adam Schroeder.
Lauren April Sherratt. Sarah Lynn Shalatz. Stephanie Lauren Shook. Crystal Lynn Simmons. Jacqueline Marie Simpson. Caitlin Chase Scaff. Alexis Catherine Smith. Stephanie Elizabeth Smith. Amy Lynn Snyder. Chelsea Elizabeth Snyder. Lauren Elizabeth Spagna. Nicole Lynn Spanger. Kelsey Aaron Staub. Corey Christine Bouchon Stelfox. Sarah Marie Sternweiss. Caitlin Rose Tarwater. Kaylin Mary Tate. Jocelyn Marie Tuchman. Amy Lynn Walsh. Elise Marie Vesely. Arash Robin Shadadi. Matthew Brian Shaner. William Arthur Shepherdson Jr. Wright Daniel Shetler. Tijani Abba Shatima. Jerry Blake Simmons. Brandon Robin Smith. Joshua Francis Snyder. A. Blake Stetler. Joshua David Stockton. Travis John Stoops. Paul Andrew Story. Matthew Scott Sunday. Jonathan Adam Supinski. Joseph Matthew Tone. Joseph J. Tomasi. Jordan Anthony
Sit down. Ryan Patrick Trent. Ryan Michael Urich. Timothy James Ulam. Ryan Adam Uranowski. Daniel Joseph Weininger. Andrew Scott Waters. John Paul Wiley. Ross B. Williams. Matthew Scott Yancha. Not yet. I will be the last one to offer congratulations to the graduates and their families as these fine students move from the shelter of this current existence to a more uncertain future. This particular year has been marked with more uncertainty than in years past. The events of this year have significantly shaped our world and our times. What do we say after all of this has happened to us? What bit of advice can we offer to the young men and women sitting before us this evening? I'm not sure. As with any experience, personal or otherwise, we do have the opportunity to learn from it. This year, we have learned a lot about good and evil. I think about the people responsible for America's heartache, and yet I am deeply touched by the display of good works by ordinary people. This has been a year where all degrees of heroism have surfaced: civilian, military, political. It is a difficult legacy that you will begin to assume when you leave tonight, but it is one that you have been prepared for. The history of our country has had every generation face significant challenges: war, depression, and natural tragedy. Through it all, our country has survived to be the greatest of all countries. What can we learn from the heroism we've witnessed? What can we learn from the heroism we've witnessed in the past several months? What were the qualities demonstrated by ordinary people that have allowed our country to meet the challenges? Certainly, there's been courage. To quote President John F. Kennedy, "In whatever arena of life one may meet the challenge of courage, whatever may be the sacrifice he faces, if he follows his conscience, the loss of his friends, his fortune, and his contentment, even the esteem of his fellow man, each must decide for himself the course he must follow." There will be times along your life's journey when you need to be courageous. You may be called upon to make sacrifices, as many have in the past several months. You may have to make tough decisions, unpopular decisions. Will you have the courage to stand by your convictions? Our heroes were committed to the things they held dear. They were committed to America and the freedom it stands for. Class of 2002, commit to the things you hold dear, both personally and professionally, with all your heart. Show your courage, and you be the heroes who shape our world and our future. Know thyself, because it is in knowing oneself that you are able to make the best decisions. Your success will become the sum of your choices, and you will have to decide what success is. Because if success is not on your own terms, if it looks good to the world but does not feel right in your heart, it is not success at all. You must first be proud of the person who looks back at you from the mirror. Before you leave, I would like to offer a bit of tough advice for tough times from author Adrian Mandel. First, be strong and always try to stay in control. Keep calm and unruffled on the surface, even if you are paddling furiously underneath. Second, play to win, even when the game is no longer fun. Third, remember the compliments you receive and forget the insults. Fourth, always be a gracious winner or loser. And last, be a team player. Put the team interests before personal ones and give 100% of yourself. Whatever your station in life may be, your quality of life will be determined as much by what is in your heart as by your ambition and talent. So show your courage and let the hero within you surface. So class of 2002, by the power vested in me by the Township Board of School Directors,